Stephanie was just one of the people that she wasn't just a student, she was just an all-around person.
I think one of the themes you'll hear about Stephanie is how happy-go-lucky she was. She would tell me maybe about a challenging work situation or something she was dealing with, and she never got rattled. And I'm like, how do you deal with that? And she's like, well, there's no point in getting upset about it. So kind of just happy about everything she did, and she really just lived her life with joy.
I would echo what's been said already, just how upbeat Steph was. Any picture you'd see of her, she's always had a smile on her face. Nothing bugged her, especially little things, day-to-day stuff. Even the big stuff didn't bother her.
Stephanie really was so even and just a smiling face almost all the time. And she was great.
She was the most positive, the strongest, the friendliest, most wonderful person, and she never, ever gave up, not even till the very end. She wanted every single day to count, and I really admired that about her.
And the other thing, she loved sports. She loved the Colorado Rockies, she loved the Denver Broncos, she had so many other activities that she was involved in during her lifetime. So I think it's important that people understand, not just for the education, the vocation that she had, but her all-around livelihood and lifetime.
She started thinking about what she wanted to do. I mean, you get to be about a sophomore in high school and you think, someday I'm going to have to get a job or find a field of interest. And she always knew it was in the healthcare field, but she wanted the full college experience of being on a campus for 4 years at least and all that. And a lot of fields don't have that in the healthcare field. So at that time, you just didn't go online and look something up, you sent away for brochures. So that's what we did, and she sat down in her room and pored over the brochures from the different schools and all that, and decided that she wanted to go into dietetics. And I said, well, you have one of the best schools in the United States right here in Colorado for that. And that's how she decided to come to CSU.
Stephanie and I got to CSU together. She was a freshman and I had just started in the department as a faculty member. And she was one of my first advisees. And we connected like immediately. I don't know what it was about her personality and mine, but we had an instant connection. So I knew her all through undergrad. She was a wonderful student, she really was. She was smart, she was spunky. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a dietitian. She was good in science, she was good with people, she was a natural. And I was like so happy when she decided to apply to our new internship and apply to the master's program at CSU because she could have gone anywhere.
Stephanie and I first met back in the early 1990s, and I was working at Poudre School District with the school nutrition program, and Stephanie was a master's degree student, and she was doing a supervised practice rotation, and she was doing her management rotation with Poudre School District. So I remember when I first met her, and she was really very pleasant, very professional, very energetic, very passionate. We had a lot of different projects going on at the time, and one of the projects that we assigned her was actually a public relations communication project, discussing the school nutrition program and putting that information up there to the public and to a target audience, and she was the perfect fit for that project. And I just remember that she did like way over and above that any of us ever would have expected, and she just did a great job and was very successful. So we all just really loved working with her.
She was very focused. I'd never known her she studied, but somebody like me would have to study and study and study, and it just came natural for her. As I recall, she had straight A's all through each degree. So she had a gift, and she worked at it, and she was focused, and it just seemed to roll for her. That was her calling.
Stephanie actually, she really contributed to the field of both nutrition and dietetics. I think for a long time before she came into nutrition itself, she worked for the USDA and the Dairy Council for a long time, which is a directly feeds into both of those fields. And then when she came for her PhD and to work in the field of nutrition, she was actively engaged with the Dietetics Association and all the people in her field. She remained engaged with the USDA and the Dairy Council. And then when she went to UNC, which she was just so happy about, to become faculty at UNC, teaching was really her passion. And engaging with students and working there with the dietetics master's program online was really just her dream come true. So she was very happy to do that.
After Stephanie's passing, we learned how much she meant to so many people, and we just felt that we just had to create this legacy for her so that other people in the future could, understand what it meant for her to be so much involved in her work.
I think that Stephanie would be really proud to know that her parents donated the money for a scholarship in her name and to honor her as a nutrition professional and to help nutrition students. I just think it's something that would make her really happy, and I know she's up there smiling down.
I think that Stephanie's legacy will live on by the sense of that we'll just always feel her presence, and that this legacy will give an opportunity to other students to show that their creativity and their passion and their drive in the field of nutrition and dietetics, and it will afford them opportunities to, excel in their field.
It's really rare that you receive a scholarship where there's a living memory of that person in that department. There are people here who remember Stephanie Smith, and the fact that they thought that I was worthy to kind of be the first recipient of this award is touching, because it not only shows confidence in my ability to uphold her legacy, but it also shows that her family really wants to invest in new talent. And while I'm a little bit older and I maybe not represent new talent, I'm doing something that is different in this department. And I want to do justice to her memory. And I just want to thank you. I could not be sitting here today without that.